Hey guys, this is Lionel,
And this is Eric.
and we're coming at you today to talk about weight loss. Or, good?
This is our first podcast getting, I think we're going to talk about a lot of interesting topics and like something, we really want to focus on is, giving you advice on things that actually work. From our experiences, Lionel, he bodybuilds for fun. He played a lot of sports in his life. He understands a lot how the body works. How to feel good, how to give you that extra edge when it comes to motivation, studying, and all sorts of stuff. I've had, I've been an athlete my whole life. I've lifted weights. I've been through that whole process as well. And I know quite a thing or two about health, living with a dad who's been a doctor. So I've been like overwhelmed with that stuff my whole life. So without further ado, we're going to start this off with some weight loss, which is a pretty big topic for a lot of people. And I think with this, we're going to have probably like more than one part actually, because you can't just really,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, man. I think we have a lot. But I guess I was thinking more of like for like the average guy. For the average guy, he's not really trying to become like really big, but he's just trying to drop maybe 10 to 15 pounds, lean out a bit, and be in shape. So, what advice would you give the average person who's just who's just trying to lose weight, like 15, 20 pounds? What type of advice
So the
would you
average
give them,
guy,
Eric?
what I would say for the average guy is I would say during the week, focus on, because like the average guy, like what are we talking, like college student? Like,
Like the guy who just like goes to work like 9 to 5, he's working, maybe he's single, I don't know, maybe he has kids or family, but just like the guy who's just trying to drop a little bit of weight, stay toned, stay lean. He's not really trying to bodybuild to become like really big.
Yeah.
So for him, it's about just being in shape, because that's a big thing. Like some of my coworkers too. Like one dude I work with, he's kind of chubby in the middle. Like we were talking about weight loss. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to drop 10 to 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Nothing on too crazy.
And that's actually tough, for the average person who's going to work. Their schedule is so structured around work, it's hard for them to have time to even prep food. So a lot of times what they're doing is they're going out to eat,
Yeah, yeah.
especially on a lunch break. You want something that's quick. You're making money now. It's about whatever is quick and easy, and usually that's not always the best option. You can the best place to always start, full disclosure, is your diet, your nutrition, and if you can, make it at home. Like you said, you have a crock pot, right? Like how much does that change your life?
Got the crock pot. That's probably gonna link that below. Yeah, I would recommend, getting a crock pot. Like that's one of the things I would actually recommend. Like you said, definitely cook your own food whenever you can. That's one thing I've noticed. Like the people I work with, everybody goes out for lunch.
Yeah.
Me and my boss are probably the only people who actually bring their own food. Everybody else goes out for lunch, does their own thing. Best thing you can do is cook your own food. But people don't have time. They don't have time to cook their own food.
Yeah.
And in fact, people just hate cooking in general. So, best thing you can do: get a crock pot, put in some meat, vegetables. Put in some meat, vegetables. You can do some lentils, and just put water. Slow cook it for 8 hours. Best thing you ever tasted. Get a crock pot. Get a rice maker. You'll never have to cook again. Cook your own food. Cook your own food. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from junk food. And that's like 8% of it. Like your diet's gonna be 80% of it. So if you can get that down, man, you're on your way. You're like
get the diet down. I say that's everything. I honestly, I feel like exercise, those sort of things. I mean, they're important. Don't get me wrong; it'll take you to the next level. But if you don't have your diet in check, you're not getting anything. If you want to stay fit, just work on your diet. And I think, one issue for me is how do I get my food that tastes good if I'm eating healthy? That's something and it's really not that hard. You have the crock pot, so you can make a bulk of
You can
food.
make spices, man.
That's what I was
throw
just
in
gonna
spices,
say.
yeah.
There you go.
You throw
Experiment with the
spices.
spices.
Throwing in spices, I use like Old Bay.
It's crazy what spices do, man. Like I'll have steak. I get ribeye steaks. I have a lot of those. They're lean. Good protein, great fats, got the omegas in it. But if I put just salt and pepper on it, It tastes pretty good, you know, depending on how I cook the meat. You put garlic on it, it takes it to that next level. Then it's delicious. So you really got to experiment with the spices. A little bit of spices could go a wrong way, and whatever your choice of spices are. Like I just tried Moroccan spices yesterday, and you know they were damn good though. I'll say that they were good.
Yeah, for sure. But in terms of diet, though, what should people be eating then? 'Cause I know we talk about.
I'm gonna say this: if they could get one of these in every single day as a substitute for a meal, here I hope you don't mind. This is what my boy is consuming right now. So what do we got in there? Yeah, if you could replace a meal with a smoothie.
This is berries, protein shake. This is protein powder. This is yogurt, Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, some matcha green tea, and some kale. Like if you see the green stuff right there. Well, you guys can't see it, but there's a little bit of kale right there.
And because it has the berries, it actually tastes pretty good. So you can actually enjoy your vegetables, right?
Yeah. Because berries are actually bitter, so you gotta put protein powder in there, like give it some flavor. The berries and the kale make it bitter, so the protein powder gives it some flavor. So that's
Is it filling?
Oh yeah, man, for sure, man. I drink these on like the weekends now.
So and they're quick to make, right?
And they're quick to make.
I know a lot of people that have their smoothies first thing in the morning. Like I did that for a bit. If you're in a rush, you're on the go. Jeez, man, you could just take your berries, wash them, throw them in the freezer. Or you could actually buy frozen berries, so they're already ready to go. Throw them in the blender, throw some protein powder in, throw some kale. You know, you can get the already pre-washed kale. Quick, easy, it's filling. And the best part about this, if you're actually trying to remain fit, is you're not piling on the calories, yet you're getting a great meal that builds muscle, maintains muscle, and reduces your fat. So, smoothies are definitely the way to go. I think smoothies have honestly changed my life. They really have. I have one of these every single day. I feel so energized after having my smoothie. That's something I noticed really quickly with that.
Dude, man, these make you go to the bathroom. That's one thing I noticed.
It's a good thing, though, right?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. I think I said this before, but you just got to stay away just like the bad foods. Like you got just no sugar. Like you got to stay away from like sugar. You know, you got to stay away from cakes, donuts, or at best have them at least like on like your cheat days, at least like once a week. But stay away from sugar, cakes, donuts, all that crap. No on junk food like chips, anything processed. You stay away from it. Cook your own food. Make everything raw as possible. Save the junk food for like the Friday or Saturday.
There you go.
And if you can do that, man, you'll be better than 9% of people.
Yeah, and actually what I would say is, here's the thing. So you're the average person. It's almost impossible to cook your own meals every single day or have enough food for every single meal of the day unless you get the crock pot. But for people that don't have the crock pot, if you could somehow eat healthy 80% of the time, the rest 20% of the time, you could cheat, you know. And I would save that, like you said, for the weekends. But you'd be surprised, you know, that goes a long way. If you're dedicated 80% of the time, that means, to me, the average diet I would say that most people should go on is low carb, lean meats.
Low carb.
Get vegetables with every meal. I get vegetables with every single meal. You keep stuff moving. You're giving your body the phytonutrients it needs, so you actually feel good. So it actually makes eating your food a lot better. You know, I notice when I have a lot of vegetable smoothies, I feel good. Like I feel like I'm ready. I start my day with a smoothie. I feel like I'm ready for the day. I don't need coffee. I don't need any of that stuff. I'm ready to go, man. And I think that's important for work too.
Dude, that's perfect, man. I think that's most, man. A lot of it is just the diet, man. The working out, you know, working out is definitely important, but you can't outwork a bad diet. Like that's a fact. So because going to the gym, in my opinion, is the easy part, right? You just go in there, lift for 30 minutes to an hour, at least maybe 3 or 5 times a week, and you're done. But it's the stuff you do outside the gym that's going to make an impact. So
it really is.
If you can really, you know, get your diet down, like you said, really, find foods that you like, man, because part of it is that I tell to people, you're going to be eating pretty much the same thing every day. It's going to be meat, vegetables, and in some form of like low carb food. Like it's just the meat's going to be different. It's either going to be chicken, steak, or something else. The vegetables could be kale, broccoli, whatever. The low carb could be rice, sweet potatoes, or lentils. You're going to be eating the same thing every day. Just find something you like, because there's no real like the difference. Find something you like. You don't mind eating all the time, and that's that. Because once you can get your diet down and like just do that, man, you really like you're definitely gonna be going places. Because I think people just have a real addiction to bad food. Like I think that's the main problem.
Absolutely. And the crazy thing is, you're so used to eating that bad food. It's so hard to make that switch to eating healthy food that's actually going to do something for your body. Have your body look the way you want it to look. And the crazy thing about it is, like any sort of habit, the way where your body works is when you start eating healthy food, your palate actually starts to change. So your taste for healthy food, your body wants more healthy food after you do it for a while. It's just like any habit. Right now,
I've actually noticed that. Like when I eat something that's like too sweet, like one time I had a honey bun, for God's sake. I've noticed that I ate a honey bun and it just felt too sweet. I actually couldn't finish it. It was like just too fucking sweet. So.
Motherfucker, that's a shit.
Do you remember what was that, the Fractured Prune?
Yeah, dude, I never went there though. Like,
dude, man.
What do they have?
It's like it's act like Duck Donuts. It acts like a donut place. I was thinking about going there today. So yeah, so today's my cheat day. So I'll be at the Fractured Prune getting donuts later on. But
you get a cheat meal.
Get a cheat meal.
But it's crazy though. You start eating healthy, and by the way, eating healthy is not that bad. Like you can find great options for food, and I'll get into something real quick that I think we definitely should talk about. But you do that, after a while, you'll actually start saying no to the Big Mac. Believe it or not, you'll say no to certain foods that you used to, go straight for when you were stressed or when you were hungry, because they just taste great. But I think something else, healthy food does not have to taste bad. And one reason a lot of people are, it's hard for them to make that switch to healthy food is they're afraid of fat. They think fat is bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's much better to have a ribeye steak with some fat on it, because a lot of the fat in ribeye steaks, you're getting a lot of omega-3s, omega-6s.
That's healthy fat. You don't say about them healthy fats. Like olive oil, that's healthy fat. You gotta stay away from like the processed stuff, like that vegetable oil and the corn oil, the canola oil. You gotta stay away from that. So it's all about olive oil, coconut oil, healthy fats like that, fish oil, stuff like that. That's so good for you.
And the stuff really isn't expensive. When you're eating out every single day, that adds up quicker on your bill than actually getting your own food and prepping it. Like, you could go to Costco, and I know not everybody's, through with chicken breast, but you can mix it up. You can do chicken breast, you can do steaks, you can do fish. I love seafood personally. But what's amazing with steaks, like I really love steaks, but what's amazing with that is when you cook it, the juices, bro. It's those juices. You can actually use those juices on anything. So if you're having it with some like brown rice, quinoa, lentils, whatever, vegetables, you can pour that juice on there. And then now you have really great tasting meal right there. And don't be afraid of fats. Everybody is afraid of fats. They think fats are the reason why you're going to get heart issues or your cholesterol is going to rise. That's actually largely a myth. That's why some of the best diets for weight loss, and actually really delicious once you get into it, I find is like the keto diet. I did that for a couple months. Unbelievable. I was putting on muscle, believe it or not, when I was doing the keto diet. This is without working out. And I was, I could have as much bacon as I wanted. I could have as much eggs as I wanted. Steak, I would go grilling a lot. The weather was really nice. I would grill a lot. And, it's kind of heaven. I know a lot of people that go on the keto diet, they actually, they go to barbecues, they go to buffets, and they load their plate up with food that's seemingly bad for you, that's high in fat. But the thing about the keto diet is you do want to keep your carb intake under 40 grams of carbs. You want to keep your fat intake about 80%. Your protein intake would be about 15%, and then your carb intake is about 5%. So that's a great diet, man. Tastes great, and I promise you, you will notice fat loss very quickly. But the good thing about it, you're still consuming enough protein that your body is actually maintaining muscle. So you're going to get ripped very quickly. There's a group on Facebook, which I'm going to give a nice plug in real quick. If anybody is skeptical, it's called Keto Gains. Search for it on Facebook. Wait till you see people's progress pic. I see people that are 300 pounds that started 300 pounds. They've done keto for a year, and they are ripped. They're absolutely ripped.
Keto Gains.
It's unbelievable, the group. I think you gotta fill out a little questionnaire because they take it pretty seriously, like who joins the group.
I actually might check that out.
But the people on the group, I mean, I've been blown away by their progress pics. I've seen people that are 300 pounds on that group looking ripped. Dude, I've seen women on that group who are like powerlifting. Now. They're ripped, they're powerlifting. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think that sounds great, man. I think if you're 300 pounds, I'll probably check that out. But
Dude, it's unbelievable.
But even if you don't want to get on like the whole keto diet, just do just kind of do what Mo said, like a low carb diet, and like really honestly, a low carb diet is just no processed sugar, just like really like a low, like maybe like one like cup of like rice or something like that. But really, I just want to beat it home. You gotta cook your own food. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from processed food. Eat everything raw, and that's gonna make a big difference. Because that's what's really gonna take you home. Like that's about as simple as that. So, cause if you can do that, man, you're way ahead of the game. So, I think that's all I gotta say on it. You want to add anything more?
Yeah, I'll give you guys a simple, like, quick diet. That this was my bread and butter diet. I did not gain any fat on that diet. I preserved muscle or put on muscle, depending if I was lifting or not. Breakfast. You don't have anything better than eggs. Get eggs in the morning.
I eat 4 eggs a day.
Or a smoothie. 4. Yeah, and by the way, it's a big time myth that the yolk is going to cause you cholesterol issues. Big time myth. I eat, there are some days I eat 8 eggs a day. Not an issue at all. Not an issue at all. My cholesterol is perfect. I know, I think that's, I think, a lot of the industry is like really scare people away, given that whole fat thing. I think that's so important. They're saying fat is the reason for, heart issues. When in reality, I believe it's sugar, like you were saying, the processed sugar. But my bread and butter diet is eggs in the morning or a smoothie ideally with protein powder, fruit, which is not processed sugar, vegetables, whatever. Just make it taste good, whatever you like, whatever you enjoy. And you can go to Walmart, you can go to Costco, you can go to any of those stores that sell meat at a cheap price. Get a bunch of it, get it in bulk. Get steaks, get chicken, get pork, get whatever you want. Cook that in advance. Crock pot, cook it in a pan, whatever you want to do.
Crock pot.
You really got to get that crock pot. Like I have one too, man. Like I got lamb in the crock pot right now for
tonight. Yeah, lamb in the crock pot.
Dude, for the NBA playoffs, I'm gonna watch Chef Curry do his thing.
Chef Curry,
I got this lamb going. If y'all haven't had lamb, you need to try that out too. That's some good stuff. But seriously, the meat just melts off the bone with the crock pot. Literally melts off the bone. Using some thyme, some rosemary, mess around with the herbs. You're gonna love it. For lunch, have some form of meat with rice, preferably brown rice, or you could have vegetables, or you could have lentils, whatever you want to do. Me personally, I would have steak with some sauerkraut. I really absolutely love sauerkraut. Sauerkraut and steak goes so well for me. Another healthy food that tastes great. A big time tailgating food, so it's got to taste good.
Yeah, tailgating.
So I do that with brown rice, and then for dinner, and you can have other meals in between these if you'd like. For dinner, I would have some form of protein like chicken, fish, whatever, with vegetables, and I might have another smoothie a little later if I'm still hungry. But that is a bread and butter diet that I promise you'll not gain weight.
That's it.
You'll lose weight.
You lose so much weight. If you cook your own food, no processed food, no chips, no cookies, no sugar, save that for Friday or Saturday. And if you just get a crock pot, cook your own food in that, because I know you guys don't like cooking, so get a crock pot, cook your own food, and you should be good. And that's it, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. I think we're gonna try to put out more videos as the month rolls out. So